know when we are talking to people and we are having a conversation, and maybe we are with our friends, maybe we are with strangers, and we want to talk, we want to engage in the conversation, we want to add value on the context, but somehow people don't listen to us. We try to speak, we try to give our opinion, we try to actually do something there and not just be existing and listening to others people talking. But we manage to not being listened to. We manage to people not actually caring about what we say, and it is a pretty sad feeling because we feel like we are not important. We feel like we don't have anything to bring on the table. We feel like we are just spectators, we are just viewers, and then we cannot even talk to people that we like to be around with. So this feeling of not being able to make others listen to us, of not being respected, is so damn painful, and no one should go through that. No one should experience this kind of shit. That's why on this video I want to give a lot of examples and a lot of tips that will actually make us be listened to when we talk to people. When we go out and when we are talking to our group of friends, we will tell a story, or maybe we'll talk in a way that will make people drove to listen to us, that will make people actually want to listen to what we are going to say. And this is basically called effective communication. Let me just come here. So let's take this out of here. Nice. Cool. So communication is the art of understanding and talking to others. So basically we have us right here and other people here. And communication is the simple act of us being able to understand what they say and being able to talk to them. And so there are some things we can do to actually make people listen to us and actually make people able to understand what we want to say. The first thing is our tone of voice. And so it is based on context. For example, if we are in a funeral, we won't be talking like this and all of this happy mood, right? No. It is a serious event. Someone just died. So we'll have a lower tone. We will probably speak like this. Maybe we'll speak a little bit lower, just because of the respect. Or if we are in a party, then we'll speak like this, we'll speak loudly. Everyone might be able to hear us, probably because there's music on the background. Also, it benefits men and women. So, for example, men, when we want to talk to people, and we usually want to impress or we want to flirt, what do? We lower our voice, we make it deeper, and the way we speak change a little bit, but this change on the tone of our voice is powerful. Of course, not when people can notice. No, when we speak like this is weird, everyone can see you're faking. But if this is your normal voice and you speak like this, or maybe if people don't know you, you can actually lower even deeper and you just pretend this is your voice. It might be fake if people are used to listening to you, but if people are used to listening to you on this tone of voice, no one will notice anything. And it's the opposite for women, because when women want to impress men, when women are flirting, they raise their voice a little bit, their tone a little bit. They speak like this, and they start smiling, and they have like this playful way of talking that just makes men drive to talk to them. This is what drives us. So men can use the power of lower voice in different contexts than women. For example, if we are trying to help a child to find their mom on a shopping mall, oh, maybe if we talk like this, it might scare someone. The person, the child might think that we want to harm them because this is a serious tone of voice. Now, if we speak like this in a girly way, or usually that's why girls do better with kids, they will feel warmth. They won't feel attacked. They won't feel pressured. And that's why men and women have different tone of voice. Every one, like each one has its own pros and cons on different contexts. And the third one is perception, is how people perceive us. For example, if we are used to talk like this, and our voice is monotonous fuck, then we are annoying and no one like us, and we perceive people, and people perceive us like that. Like those boring ass teenagers that just want to say how they don't care about anything. Or maybe we speak like this in this weird way where it sounds like we can actually speak properly, because some people actually speak like this. So when we learn how to manage our tone of voice, we can actually learn how to, of course, this context, usually most people know it just by heart, like we can feel the atmosphere, but this benefit of men and women, some people don't know it, and some people might actually do the opposite. I've seen men that when they are trying to flirt with a woman, this is a man, this is a woman again, when they're trying to flirt, they raise their voice and they speak like this because they think it's more polite and they think it's more open. No, this is bullshit. If we are a man and we want to speak to a woman, we lower our voice. Hello? How are you doing? Are you new here? And then we start. And they probably will say, oh, hello. Or if they're not interested, say, oh, hello. Yep, get out of here, you weirdo prick. So when we understand how to actually manage our tone of voice, it is very nice. And something we can do, some exercise we do is, when we talk, we feel our voice. So here is our throat, and here's our head, okay? Yeah, pretend this is us. And this is our chest. I'm talking as a man right now. So this is us. When we talk, imagine that there is a ball. Let me just change. Let's imagine there's a ball here, and this ball is our voice. When we try to put it more on our head, when we speak like this, sometimes this is how our voice is. And then when we try and put our voice lower, it just means that we are trying to talk with our chest. So here we have a lower voice. And here I have a higher voice. And there are also two weird things that humans have. Let me just draw a human right here. This is a face, mouth, chin, neck, okay. Where some people have nasal voices where they speak like this, where instead of them having their voices like this, somehow their voice is like this. And it is a little bit high. It is a little bit hard to deal with people that speak like that. But we can also go to doctors and try to learn how to speak with our throat, or how to control our voice levels and how to control the tone we speak. And then we will understand what suits us the best and what we prefer. And then we start developing our own tone. And in order to do this, again, we need to understand our natural way of speaking. So how do we usually talk? What is our natural tone? If I'm not talking to anyone, If I'm not talking to anyone, this is my normal tone of voice. This is my natural voice. I'm not forcing it to be lower, neither lower, neither higher. Now, when I make videos, I have to speak a little bit higher because of the editing, because of the background sound that I have to remove after all. And sometimes I like to use my normal voice higher, but then I have to lower a little bit my voice. Because if I increase my voice, if I increase my tone, my voice will naturally be higher. So I need to make my voice deeper when I talk loudly. So it's like the opposite. So the louder I speak, the loudest I speak, the more I have to change, to lower my tone of voice to match the natural way. Here, let's use this color, to match the natural way of me speaking. And then after we understand what is our natural way of speaking, and we need to know, okay, what to change, because we know our natural way of speaking, and most people, if you are watching this video, you want to change the way you speak, right? So what is the style that we want to speak? And there are a ton of styles. For example, Jordan Peterson, he speaks in a lower tone, probably sometimes because he's an older man, and he speaks in this slow tone where people listen to him. Now we have people, for example, like Iman Ghazi, where he speaks like this. He speaks in a normal voice, but also we can see the difference he does in his voice when he's talking normally with people, because he's talking to a camera, and so he talks more politely. He talks a little bit slower than usual because he understands that he has people from different countries and different English levels talking to him. So he is a little bit like more normal than Jordan Peterson. We have people like Andrew Tate, for example, and he speaks loudly, and he speaks like this because he's the top G and etc. and the Lambos and the Bugattis and etc. So he speaks in a higher tone and with a faster voice. Because why? Because he's trying to motivate people. Jordan Peterson wants to educate people. Iman Gadzhi wants to educate people and motivate them, probably to buy their course or something. So we need to understand, okay, given the context, given the situation and what I want to do with my voice, what do I need to change in my natural way of speaking? And then we just practice. We go to YouTube, we can go, I don't know, read a book on that, we can ask like AI, like ChatGPT and stuff, sorry. And then we seek for feedback. We ask our friends, we ask people like, oh yeah, do you like my natural voice? What is annoying? Like, is there something really annoying on my voice? And if that is, we change it. Because if our voice is annoying, it's not really our fault. But, well, it is something that we will have to deal with. If people don't naturally like our voice because we speak like this, or because we speak like this, or because we speak like this, well, we need to change. Unless you want people to instantly dislike you the moment you say hello. So yeah, it is a little bit unfair, but it is what it is. So we seek for feedback, and then we develop our own tone depending on what we want to do. Then the easiest thing is vocabulary, and this is pretty simple. I always say Polish vocabulary is better than the hood vocabulary. That meaning, if you know how to speak Polish, like if you have a proper English, okay? A proper English, you can easily speak to people from the hood with their broken English. Those people that say, I own all these things. Right? I own. What the fuck? I don't. I hate when people do this. Like, I don't do. No. Shut up. Speak properly. When we know how to speak English decently, we can talk to people with broken English because they will understand us. But when we have broken English, people cannot understand if they only know how to speak properly. So the thing is, when we know proper English, we can speak in any environment, we can speak in any situation. And if someone doesn't understand maybe Polish or fancy words, we can also explain with a little difference. For example, instead of say enhance, we can say improve, or we can say develop, or we can say just make it better, like make it better. Make it better. And again, I think the hood way of talking is bad. I don't like. I understand why people do this. Like, okay, I kind of understand it. I can understand. Like, it is how they learn how to speak. Is their natural taught way of speaking. But I dislike it a lot. I don't think people actually understand that when you speak like this, a lot of problems might face, unless you are those rappers that you make contact, like you create music for people on the hood, and then yeah, okay, you can sing as you want. But anyway, and then clarity and conciseness. So don't rush when we are speaking, unless we are motivating people. That's why people like Andrew Tate, they speak rushing. Especially when I was learning English and I saw his first clips, he was speaking so fast I couldn't understand. But why? Because he wants to motivate people. He wants to make people brains release adrenaline. Because with adrenaline, we perceive everything slower, right? Because our brain's working fast as fuck. But when we are educating people, and this is something I have to remember myself because sometimes I speak very fast, and I just realized it now, we don't need to rush. Of course, on the situation, when we are happy or when we are very excited, it is, or when we are angry as fuck, our normal state is to speak faster and to speak louder. But we need to be mindful that it is okay to do that sometimes, but we need to go back to like let's say a 1x, like imagine YouTube, a 1x speed and tone. Because when we change our tone, usually we change our speed, because this is brain work. Like when we speak louder, we normally speak like this, and when we speak lower, we normally, like, it is automatic. We cannot really do something about it. It's how humans are made. And the last thing, filler words are terrible. When we use words like you know, so maybe, and even basically these filler words right here are terrible on the long run, because people don't understand what we say. Because imagine we are telling a story, and instead of saying in a straight line, we put a line and then some dots here because the person is thinking how to say it, and then another line, and then another line. And if this is a 20-minute story, we got lost twice, and we need to remember what they said before and before that, and sometimes what they said previously. We cannot read anything. But basically, just a recap. Let's go back. So, communication is when we know how to talk to people and how to understand people. Oh yeah, and how to make people understand us. We have our tone of voice that is based on context. So again, in a funeral or in a party, this is a party symbol like WhatsApp and stuff. Benefit men, talking lower. Benefit of women, speaking higher. The perception that people have of us on our tone. Again, on our neck and our chest, lower. On our neck and our head, higher. We have our nose voice, like that. We can learn how to speak normally. We can develop our own tone by understanding our natural way of speaking, understanding what we need and what we want to change to make people like us. And yes, we need to change to make people like us. Oh yeah, this is pretty bad. Well, it is what it is. Unless you want to have no friends and live a lonely and miserable life. We practice and we receive feedback. Vocabulary, learn how to speak properly. Don't speak like the hood. And if you want to speak like the hood, at least learn how to speak Polish. But in my opinion, speaking in the hood way is bad. Let's have clarity and conciseness. Let's don't rush, of course, unless we are trying to motivate people, then there is no problem. Filler words are bad when we are telling a story or saying something. And yeah, this is the video. And by the way, if you want to learn even more and you want my specialized and unique help to help only you, yeah, a personalized plan for you only in the entire world of how you can improve your communication, check the first link in the description. Goodbye.